Hello everyone, Christine McKee here from the Emerging Technology team, and welcome to our overview of Microsoft Bookings. In this tutorial, we're going to take a closer look at how you, the teacher, can set up your very own personal booking calendar in Microsoft Bookings to share with your parent community. This booking calendar can be used for booking parent meetings, parent-teacher conferences, or even demonstrations of learning. Let's take a closer look at how we can set up our very own booking calendar. Now, to get started and to access Microsoft Bookings, you can start from any Office 365 app. That could be your Outlook or OneDrive, or even right from myECSD.net. Simply look for the app launcher or the waffle in the top left corner of the black navigation bar. And when you click on the app launcher, under your shortcut apps, you may see Microsoft Bookings. If not, simply click on All Apps and select Bookings from the Office 365 apps list. Now, if this is the first time that you have accessed Microsoft Bookings, the homepage of Bookings will look a little different for you. You will actually see the welcome site, and you're simply going to click on Get Started. I see this view of Bookings because I have created previous booking calendars, but for this tutorial, I'm going to start a brand new calendar. So I'm simply going to come to the name of my calendar, click on the drop-down caret, and select New. Now this, Welcome to Bookings, tell us about your business. This is the window that you should see when you click Get Started. Now, what we're going to do is give our business a name. So in this case, I'm going to say Christine McKee's Booking Calendar. You can personalize the name of your booking calendar. I'm going to leave business type blank, and I'm going to simply click Continue. And that's going to take a moment to generate this booking calendar. All right, notice that my booking calendar has been created. I'm going to simply click OK. And let's get started by going to business information. So we are going to primarily focus on this menu here on the left. And our first starting point is business information. Notice that I can change the name of my booking calendar. I could add in my address. So I could add in the address of the school. Notice that I can also include the phone number. So I can put in my phone number at St. Peter's. And send customer replies should be set to my ECSD email address. So christine.mckee@ecsd.net. If I wanted to, I could include the school website and any other information. Now, notice that I can also add a business logo. So if you had a personal logo that you wanted to add that was professional, you could do so by simply clicking Change. I'm going to go ahead and upload the MTech logo, and notice that I can change the background color, and I'll go ahead and click Save. Now, I'm not going to worry about business hours because we are going to customize hours for booking for a specific service. So speaking of which, we're going to click Save to save the information that we've added, and we are going to go to Services. So our next step is to build the service that we want our parents to be able to book. So for instance, maybe you're going to be scheduling parent-teacher conferences or spring demonstration of learning. Let's go ahead and add a service for demonstration of learning. Notice that by default, you do have one service, Initial Consult. You cannot delete it until you've added a new service. So we'll build our demonstration of learning service, and then we'll come back and delete that Initial Consult. Simply click Add Service to get started. And now we go ahead and fill out the key fields for this particular service. I'm going to start by adding in a title, in this case, Spring Demonstration of Learning. I could add a description that parents would see on the booking calendar. And below default location, because my meetings are all going to take place on Microsoft Teams, I'm simply going to toggle on Add Online Meeting. By toggling this on, when parents book with me, they will receive an invitation link to a Microsoft Teams meeting. I will also, as the teacher and organizer, receive that Teams meeting link. And then we will have our demonstration of learning meeting on Microsoft Teams. Let's go ahead and set the default duration for our scheduled demonstration of learning meeting. I'm going to set hours to 0. And in this case, we're going to go with 15-minute appointments. I'm also going to turn on buffer time that my customers can't book. And I'm going to say after 5 minutes. So that way I have a 5-minute break in between the first booking and the second booking. It is up to you if you want to turn on the following toggle. Let customers manage their appointment when it was booked by you or your staff on their behalf. This means that if a parent emailed me and said, could you please book me into a meeting time, if I toggle this on, when I make the booking for the parent would be able to change that booking. All right, next up, number of attendees per event. I want to leave this set to 1. So even if you have 2 parents attending the same meeting, you want to leave this set to 1 so that only one set of parents gets the link, that you don't have multiple sets of parents for other students being able to access that same Teams meeting link. We're not going to worry about a price or notes, but I am going to modify custom fields. Custom fields basically include the customer information, the information we want to collect from parents when they book. So I definitely want to receive the parent email. So I'm going to leave customer email highlighted and checked as required. I also want to collect my parent's phone number. So I'm going to check required and leave phone number highlighted. But I don't need parent addresses. So I'm simply going to click on customer address so that it's no longer dark gray. And that way it will no longer appear on the booking calendar. I am also going to leave customer notes available, and I'll check required for that. That way, if parents want to leave a comment about the booking, if they have information they want to provide for me ahead of time, they can do so. Go ahead and click OK. Next up, we have reminders and confirmation. Notice that by default, let's just expand this reminder. By default, a reminder email will be sent out to parents who book that says, just a quick reminder that your service is coming up soon. If you wish to edit this, simply click on the pencil and notice that you can edit the amount of days leading up to that email reminder. You're going to send it to the customer. Your customer is your parent. And then you can change the message that is sent in the reminder email. So you could say, just a quick reminder that your appointment for demonstration of learning is coming up on such and such a date. And then don't forget to click save to any changes you make. Below is the email confirmation. Now the email confirmation is what will include the Teams meeting link. And again, you can edit the information that is sent out as the email confirmation. Again, if you make any changes in this box, remember that you are going to be saving all of these changes. All right. Next, for publishing options, we want to show this service on the booking page. Leave this checked. For online scheduling options, I'm going to uncheck the use default scheduling policy, and I'm going to customize my scheduling policy. If you remember earlier, we said that the appointments would be 15 minutes. So for time increments, to include that 5-minute buffer time, I'm actually going to set the time increments to 20 minutes. That way, The appointment slots will appear 20 minutes apart, and that will include that buffer time. Minimum lead time is the minimum amount of time that parents can book or make cancellations. So I'm going to leave it set to 24 hours, but I'm going to change the maximum lead time to 30 days because I'm going to share this booking calendar out with my parents about a month in advance, and I want them to be able to go on and book anywhere starting from 30 days up to 24 hours before the actual demonstration of learning. For email notifications, I want to notify the business via email when booking is created or changed. That means that I, as the teacher, will get an email notification that the booking has been created or changed. I also want to check off the box to send a meeting invite to the customer because that's going to include that team's meeting link. I can allow customers to choose specific person for the booking. This is if I have additional teachers as staff members on my calendar, and we'll talk about staff in just a moment. Let's set availability. By default, general availability is set to bookable when staff are free. We are going to change this to not bookable. And we're going to click on this tiny blue phrase, set different availability for a date range. This is going to allow me to specify a specific date that parents can book on. Let's say that my demonstration of learning is happening on March 11th. I will go ahead and select the date of March 11th for start and March 11th for end date. And this time I will select custom hours. I'm going to make Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday as not bookable, and I'm going to customize the hours for when parents can book with me on Thursday, March 11th. So let's say that demo of learning is running from 1 o'clock until, let's say, 4:30 p.m., and then we have a dinner break from 4:30 to 5. To add in that next time range, I simply click the plus sign to add a new time slot, and we will skip from 4:30 to 5:30. So I will select 5:30 p.m. and let's say that demo of learning will end at 7:30 p.m. So now I have the time range of 1 to 4:30, and then again from 5:30 to 7:30 as my bookable time range. If I needed to add an additional day, I would simply click that blue phrase, set different availability for date range. And again, I could select my date, select custom hours, and schedule in those specific hours. But we're going to delete that because we are only having demo of learning in this tutorial on the one date. All right, let's scroll back up to the top. Make sure you highlight your name. So hover over your name and click on yourself so that parents can actually select you as the staff member they want to book with. And then go ahead and click Save. Now that we've set up our demonstration of learning booking service, we can delete this initial consult. That way only one service appears on our booking calendar. Parents won't get confused. If you are following along in Microsoft Bookings, building your booking calendar, this is a great place to pause the video so that you can work on providing your business information and building your first service. Once you're ready, go ahead and click play and we'll move on to the next topic, and that is adding staff. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and click on staff. Now, if you are the only staff member, this is your personal calendar. You can simply edit your staff profile. If you have a co-teacher for your class, you will want to click Add Staff, and you will want to add them in as well as provide their availability. Let's discard this for now, and I will click edit on my own personal profile to show you how you can change availability for a staff member. All right, so notice that I can change everything from my initials to the color of my profile icon. I can see my name, I can see my email, I can add my phone number, that would be the school phone number. And I am an administrator of the calendar because I am an owner. As an administrator, I can edit all settings, add, remove staff, and create, edit, and delete bookings. Notice that email notifications, I actually want this email notification turned on so that I receive an email if a parent books an appointment with me. Next, I'm going to set my availability. I am going to uncheck events on office calendar affect availability. I'm also going to uncheck use business hours because I want custom hours for the Thursday, March 11th. So with that being said, I'm going to click the X to turn off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I'm going to set the time range for demo of learning for the Thursday. So again, we said that it was going to start at 1 p.m. and go until 4:30 p.m. I will click the plus sign to add another time range. And I will start it after the dinner break. So starting again at 5:30 p.m. and going until 7 p.m. All right, once I have all of this information updated, I can go ahead and click Save. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, if I had a co-teacher of the class who I wanted parents to also be able to book with, I would simply click Add Staff, and I could type in their initials, and I could go ahead and search for the teacher. Notice that it pulls up from our global ECSD address list. I could provide that teacher's phone number, the phone number of the school. And it's important, I'm going to change them from viewer to administrator so that they are also an administrator on the calendar. I will leave their email notifications turned on. And again, I will uncheck events on office calendar affect availability and uncheck use business hours. And again, I would set their availability for the Thursday. Once I've set everything up, I would go ahead and click Save. Keep in mind that if you do add a co-teacher as additional staff on your booking calendar, they won't be bookable at first. They will receive an email confirmation from Microsoft Bookings that they will have to click on to approve. And then you will have to go back to services. You will have to edit the service. And when they approve, their name will appear under assigned staff. Notice that I'm currently selected. I have the check mark beside my name. I would simply click on that individual's name to also make them assigned staff. And I would hit Save. All right, now's a great time to pause the video and go ahead and either edit yourself under staff, or if you need to add a co-teacher, go ahead and edit yourself and add that co-teacher and edit their availability. And when you're ready to move on to our final step, go ahead and click Play. Welcome back. Now that we've had the opportunity to set up our business information, our service, and our staff, we are ready to set up the final section, our booking page. Simply click on Booking Page in the left navigation, and you will see that your booking page status is set to not published. We have a few things that we have to check off and modify here, and then we can go ahead and publish our booking page. The first thing I'm going to actually leave unchecked is the require a Microsoft 365 or Office 365 account for my organization to book. By leaving this unchecked, that means parents can book with any email address that they currently use. I am, however, going to check the box for disable direct search engine indexing of booking page. That way parents can't actually search the the web for this booking page. They have to use the link that I provide them. I'm going to scroll down to scheduling policy, and this is where I'm going to duplicate the scheduling policy from the service. So I want to ensure that this time increments is set to 20 minutes. Yes, I know the service is only going to be 15 minutes, but remember we want to include that 5-minute buffer time. Minimum lead time, again, I'll leave set to 24 hours, but maximum lead time, I'm only going to give parents 30 days to schedule. I'll continue to scroll down. I'm going to leave notify the business via email when booking is created or changed. I will leave that checked on. And I will check on send a meeting invite to the customer, because remember, they need to get that Teams meeting link to be able to actually join your Teams meeting. For staff, we can allow customers to choose a specific person for the booking, so I will leave that checked. And again, I'll set up the availability. So we'll start by setting it to not bookable and clicking on the light blue phrase, set different availability for a date range. And again, demo of learning is happening on March 11th. So we'll just simply set that to start date of March 11th, end date of March 11th. And again, we'll set custom hours, and we'll turn off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and set the hour ranges for the Thursday. Don't forget to include your dinner break. All right, so I set the first time range as 1 to 4:30 p.m. so that people can book appointments between that time range. And I will add the time after dinner by clicking the plus sign and then adding that second time frame. Don't forget that if your parent-teacher conferences or demonstration of learning were happening over 2 different days, I would again click the set different availability for date range below, and I would basically repeat the same steps. I would add my second start date and end date, and then make custom hours available and set up the custom hours that I want parents to be able to book. But in this case, again, this particular service is only for the 1 day, so we will delete this second availability. And I will scroll back up to the top. Notice that here in the right side of the page, I can customize my page. I can pick colors that are associated with my school colors and my school profile picture or logo. I can click to display my business logo on my booking page. And we're not going to click always show time slots in business time zones. That would be in 24-hour time. So instead, I am simply going to come up to the very top now that I have this all set up, and I'm going to click Save and Publish. Let's pause here so that you can take a moment to fill in the details for your booking page. And don't forget to click Save and Publish. Once you're ready to continue, go ahead and click play on the video. All right, welcome back. Now, before we copy the published page link to share out with our parent community, let's actually double check that everything is working the way we want it to work. So here on the booking page menu in the far left navigation, I'm going to simply click Open Published Page. And the published version, what parents will see, will open in a new tab. The first thing our parents will do is select Spring Demonstration of Learning. So they will select the service at the top. And then here where it says Select Staff, they can click and select you, the teacher. And then scroll to change the month to March. Notice that the 11th is automatically highlighted because it is the only day available, and I can see those appointment slots again in 20-minute increments, even though the meeting time will only be 15 minutes. Remember, the 20 minutes includes that buffer time, so you get a bit of a break, just enough time to switch over to your next meeting. Parents would simply select the time that they wish to book. And then if you scroll down, parents will be able to add in their personal information, including their name, email, and phone number. And if they have any information that they need to provide, they can provide in notes. And then they would simply click book. The parent will receive an email with the Teams meeting invitation, and you will receive an email with the Teams meeting invitation as well as confirmation of the booking.